So now questions and answers, but before, we'll do question and answers, but before that, एक बार मेरे साथ बोलिए, India can!
Do it!
India can!
Do it!
I did it!
Thank you.
Very informative film.
Thank you very much.
Very.
I wish you had brought your children here, but now you can ask your children to see this film. Because the purpose of making this film is that the young generation, the youth, the new generation should go and tell the world if India is really, really going to succeed, if India is succeeding, if India is really becoming a power for the world to notice, it's very quietly and silently is because of Indian women. We have, is it working? I don't know. So we have done our job, but I think it's everybody's duty now. You should become brand ambassadors. Use social media to tell the world how strong and powerful our women are.
Yes. Yeah.
The story of Indian man is enough. I'll tell you a secret. This is the first screening ever, and this is the first time I'm saying this.
Thank you.
The only reason after Kashmir Files, it was one of the biggest blockbusters ever. Almost every single studio of Bollywood with open arms was giving us hundreds and hundreds of crores of rupees to make that. Anybody in his common sense, especially anybody who has lived in US, understands capitalism, should have made a film called Kashmir Files 2.0 and would have made hundreds of crores of rupees. But whatever money we earned with that money, we invested in this. One of the most risky projects ever. Nobody in his sane mind will ever invest in a film which is called The Vaccine War after COVID is over. But it was important for us to tell this story because whenever we talk about success of India, the first image which comes in people's mind is of Indian men. But let me tell you honestly, if any change is taking place in India today, and without any doubt, whether it's the financial sector, whether it's the education sector, whether it's the aviation industry, or the scientific industry of India, the science industry, you go to any lab, anywhere, go to any science research institute. In front of my house, there is Fisheries Research Institute. It's full of only women. Whether it is politics, whether it is media, whether it is social science, whether it is any field you pick up today, it is very quietly because Indian women are not aggressive. They are very humble, subtle, surrenders themselves, and nobody has said. The problem is that the Western style of feminism has taken over so much that Indian women empowerment is not recognized anywhere in the world. Nobody wants to believe that women who also cook food at home can also make vaccine and can also send rockets to Mars. So when we make this film, ultimately it's the man who says India can do it. As a man, I'm telling you, if India can do it, India is doing it, or India will do it, it's only because of our young girls. Please become brand ambassador. This message should reach every woman you know in your life, and make sure when the film comes on 28th, your children must see it. September, 28th September, your children must see it. That's all I want from you. We have done our bit, now it's your turn to do it. Once more, India can!
There was a time, if you remember, when India had successfully completed the Mars mission. We were watching it on television, and I saw all these women scientists. They were wearing their Kanjivaram saris, they were wearing gajras, and I mean, India is the only country where you see science and faith going hand in hand. Before the rocket took off for Mars, they broke the auspicious coconut, and all of them said, Ganapati Bappa Moria, and it was after that the rocket took off. So we live in such a unique land, and that was the source of inspiration for us before making this movie. That imagery was in our mind. And we thought to ourselves that if women can put a rocket on Mars, they can certainly save humanity. So here is a living example. And let me tell you, all the names that you read are all real names. We've played the real scientists. No creative liberties there. Dr. Priya Abraham, Dr. Pragya Yadav, Dr. Sri Lakshmi, all of them exist in real life as you saw the pictures in the end. So once again, okay, this is gone. So,
Any
I would
question?
just like to
Question,
say
I
3
think.
cheers to the Indian women. Hip hip!
During lockdown, everybody thought, who are we, where have we come from, ये ब्रह्मांड क्या है, ये सृष्टि क्या है, and there have been Big Bang theory and lot of Western theories, but nobody recognizes and nobody understands that the first theory of how this universe came into being was written in India, which is this. And this is the theory of nothingness, and which the world believes in now, and everybody is talking about it. So we thought that we should bring our ancient scientific understanding and present it to the world. That's why we got this song.
What challenges you had to collect all this data from government and because this is some of the data is confidential.
Yeah.
So what kind of challenges you guys faced?
I mean, we are now used to facing challenges. So it took 2 years of research and a whole lot of intense work around it.
Or as I say in the film, it's classified information.
You have made a lot of statements and allegations, if you can call, against some of the pharma company. Would that be ever come back and haunt you someday?
अब हमने कश्मीर के टेररिस्ट को अब हम किसी से डरते नहीं हैं दुनिया में।
India can do it.
One question. Out of all these different topics in the world, how did you guys think about doing the movie on this wonderful topic that grasps the world by the neck?
Yeah, well, we had kind of started thinking about it during the pandemic. And as most of us did, we also kept doing our research. Aaya kahan se virus?
Yes.
You know, all these the questions in the film. Actually, all of us asked the questions to ourselves, and we were all kind of doing our own, research. And at that point in time, we came across this book of Dr. Balram Bhargav. And that's when it was Vivek again who thought that, I said, how can you make a movie on a virus, I mean, your enemy is unseen. So how can you make a movie with that? But he said that we will. And
how do you ensure that it gets enough screen time in India as well, so that it can drive education as well? For me, it was calling the bluff of a lot of people who were creating fake narratives. You talked about Delhi government holding it. You talked about the journalists. I know it was an amalgamation of a lot of journalists that we have. Yeah. But screen time is equally important so that the word spreads out.
Your story, your communication out there compels theaters to make sure that they request a show. In Kashmir Files, theaters went back and said, we want more shows. And then organizations, non-profits went back and said, this is about India. So every segment, if you know the non-profit you affiliate with or you connect with, tell them this story, I would like to see if we can do special screening for this thing. And when the non-profits do ask to the theaters do understand the value of the movie and they do make sure that the movie comes. We as the distributors are making sure that this movie gets screened in maximum amount of screens in not only US but the entire world.
In the history of cinema, not in India but anywhere in the world, there have never been any filmmaker or any studio who has taken their films 2-3 months in advance and shown it to unknown people in groups everywhere in the world. And not only here, we have done in Europe, now we have in India we show. Because we don't have that kind of money and we have full belief in the people of India. And I think if your content is good, then आप ही लोग तो चाहते थे कि बॉलीवुड अलग तरह की फिल्में बनाए और आप ही लोगों की डिमांड है, इंडिया से इतनी डिमांड नहीं जितनी अमेरिका से है. Now most important thing is social media. How you feel social media with the messaging. आपको नहीं भी अच्छी लगती है आप लिख दीजिए, but talk about, if there's a conversation around it, trust me, this film will also change the image of not only India but Indians who are living outside India. Trust me on this. आज मैं पहली स्क्रीनिंग में आपको एक बात बोल रहा हूँ, this film will showcase you like no other film has showcased you before.
Being a woman and being a CEO of Phanesia and running multiple businesses, I want to say that I want to thank Vivek ji that recognizing woman and what woman does, to do so much in their life, making sure that they cover everything part of their lives and being successful. That's something which he has portrayed and narrated the story about. And I'm telling you, vaccine is something, COVID is something which we all went through, we all went through. But within that component, how we manage the family, being a woman, I think that was commendable for all of us. And thank you so much everyone for coming tonight. And I'm telling you, for me, this message is about the woman entrepreneurship, how we become a true woman, successful woman by doing so much in one stretch. That is a message which I would personally portray being a woman.
Sorry, I just want to add something to what you said. You spoke amazing. I'm a Kashmiri Pandit and I'm a woman I'm a CEO and a partner in an organization and a market research company that is run by women. And I want to really thank you from the bottom of my heart because this message is incredible. The story is amazing, but the fact that you're showing these women scientists in the forefront itself, I think, is going to resonate with a huge audience, and especially women force.
Yes.
And it will resonate with
And I would like to tell one more thing, that today, 2 years ago, I started Community Outreach Department, which is mainly for the non-profits. And today, I can tell proudly that with the help of my person who is Neelam Dave, she has been in the media from last so many years. We worked so hard to associate with so many non-profits. And today, we have 140 non-profits associated with Phanesia.
Thank you.
So, this is such a big thing. So, what goes behind the scene, what he said, that's absolutely right, that in our culture, in everywhere, when any success happens, lot of success happens, women's part, women's hard work is always there, but it's always a story about the man. I hope you bring one movie where it stands out for women, and I'm looking for that.
Okay, so guys, we are here. We can take photos. If you have any questions, we can ask. Thanks for coming from the bottom of our heart. I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once
Thank
more,
you, everyone. Thank
once
you for
more.
coming.
Vande Mataram. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.